Hello, and all of our email bloggers. This is to you. We just wanted to chop it up with you guys. It has been a minute since we sent out an email blog. Due to we've been busy. Yeah, been busy and just been at a place of I would say pause, but not quitting. Also been at a place of revamping, and we can't wait to share that with you. About to launch some things, excited about that. But we wanted to come and do a special video for just our email bloggers. First of all, we want to say thank you so much for being a part of our email blog and being a part of, everything that we sent out, Lions Den emails, as well as the Lions Den VIP. Thank you so much for being a part of that. But most of all, we pray that your business is going to the next level. But with that being said, I got my honey dip with me, my husband, that I partner with, man. We do business together. Not easy, but it's so worth it. We can't wait to share that one day, right? Yes. So, Bishop, what we want to talk about with our email bloggers?
I got a couple of things I want to share. I can't share them all on this one platform, but like my wife says, man, we have been really recalibrating and readjusting, and that's something I want to talk about. That very thing, recalibrating and adjusting, and approaching business different. And the reason why I want to talk about that because in this age that we're in, sweetheart, so many people are popping up businesses every day, and for the wrong reason. For the wrong reason because they easily quit. Listen to me. Write this down. Mm-hmm. This is teaching time. You on there, your special email, subscribers. You're gonna get the information. So don't waste this. Get your pen, get your paper, because I'm gonna share a lot of quick nuggets real quick. Not a long, but a lot of quick nuggets real quick. But they are opening up business, and the reason why you're opening up business because when they go through, they do two things: they shut down or they change. They shut down, they change. We got people shutting down businesses and quitting and starting back up, quitting, starting back up, or they're changing. They change the business. That means to me, if I see you shut down, I see you change businesses. I didn't say add new. Add new is good. Evolving and shifting and adjusting is good. That's what we said. Pause, but don't quit. If we had a title to this video, we say pause, but don't quit. Is because they were focused on money. They were focused on, quick money, quick things like that, right? We don't start businesses for money. We don't. I mean, even though that's the ultimate goal, that's not the reason why we start business. Right. So this is what I tell everyone, and I'm going to share with you. This last season, we went through hell. And if I'm allowed to say that.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Went through hell in June. Listen, yeah. I think we went through hell, baby, because God was testing our why.
Oh, come on, man. Yeah, God, that part. I believe that.
If we would have opened just for money, that was a good season to quit. We had quite a few seasons to quit, whether it was ministry, whether it was business, whether it was marriage. But every time, write that down. If you are going through a tough time, and you're a Christian. Now, if you're not a Christian, I can't speak to that. If you started your business because of the reasons, I can't speak to that. I'm talking people who started business because they feel as though that God has something in them and they know for a fact I was trusting God. If that's you, I say if you go through tough times, God is always testing your why. Why did you get started? Because if your why was erroneous, anything can cause you to quit.
Right. I gotta agree with that because of the simple fact is that if you don't know your why, you will quit. Is always remembering why did you start this business? What was the reason? What was the need? Are you doing it with the products? Is it for services? You gotta know your why. Are you trying to build to just gain money? Here's the thing that I found out with this business thing, Bishop, is that even in the why, we had to remember that a part of our why was when we knew that we weren't just doing it for us, that we were doing it for everybody, all of our employees, as well as our community, our city. It was not just about us. It wasn't not about us just making money. And I think God blesses that. You know what I'm saying? When you are focused on what can I do to service someone else. I want to see other people be in business as well and do, if they're called to business. Everybody not called to business, but I want to see other people win as well. And when you're like that and you're not selfishly doing this business, you really, really remember your why.
And just with that being said, write this down. Your why must be bigger than you.
That part.
Why must be bigger than you. If your why is not bigger than you, when you listen to me, if your why is not bigger than you, when your problem becomes bigger than you, you'll quit.
Ooh, Jesus on the main line.
If your why is not bigger than you, when your problem becomes bigger than you, you'll quit. But if your why is bigger than you, when your problem is bigger than you, you'll find people that are bigger than you and your problem to keep you in your why.
Yeah.
You always got to be willing to adjust. So you always got to find a reason to why you do this. And we always say this is something we haven't talked about much. And I want to kind of talk about this a little bit today. And I really want to repurpose this in a couple of different platforms because it's so important. We talked about business. We talked about how you do your accounting. We talked about, staffing. But one thing I think that we kind of not forgotten about, but haven't made a highlight point on is vision. You have to have a vision.
Yes.
If you have a vision of why you do business and why you start this, you'll fall off. In Harden Enterprise, we're here to respond to people's needs from the gift of our experiences.
Yes.
Listen to me. To you, you may think that's small, but no, what that means to us, we know God has graced us. Write that down. We know God has graced us to be exposed to some things that we're responsible now to share.
Right.
And we feel as though if we don't, our grace was worthless, and we did not do with it what God expected us. God told us a long time ago God could trust us. Someone told us the prophetic word that God can trust us. And we took full responsibility of that God can trust us because he's going to give us things that he requires us to share. And that's why he let us get it, because he wanted us to share it. So my why is bigger than us, because if I stop now because of the hell that we go through, and I said it again, write it down. I said it again, if we stop them because of the hell we go through, that we told God that our purpose to share it ain't as important as the problem we're going through.
Yeah. And I gotta say, what we're learning, if we could give any experience of learning, we've been in business only 3 years, right? In 3 years, you're 3 years old, you're young, you're a baby, but we are also pastors. So we also been in business really 13 years, being pastors of a church, running a church from the ground up. Finances, making sure the money is properly used, nonprofit organizations that we have been able to run. But this is just a tad bit different because this is for profit. So it makes it different, right? And so when you start having a business that has bills, right? You have business that have bills now, not just your house have bills, but you have insurance, you have truck notes, you have, all of that within your business. You find out that you must go through in business. It has to happen. You have to go through trials and tribulation. I was telling Bishop yesterday, I said, you know what, though? I thank God that we are having a moment of going through, because if we don't have a story, how can we encourage someone else through our stories? Stories are facts. You know what I'm saying? Fact is, bruh, like we had a moment to where, okay, Lord, there's no business happening right now. Who and how are we going to pay these business bills? We're not using our money. We already got house notes and stuff with our own money that we have to pay for. So God, you got to provide. Like you really got to provide. And until you experience, if you've never been rock bottom in business, you will never know how it is to go to the next level. So there's different layers that we're learning in business. If I could stop and pause and tell my email bloggers and people out there that's business owners, if we share this, listen, there's some layers to this thing, but you want to learn in every layers. I preach the sermon, hide. God will hide you, man. Take that moment, hide for a minute, let figure things out. And during June, that's what we did. I'm sorry, bitch. I could go.
That's good. I'm
sorry.
I want to add this. I want to add two things to this because number one, I want to add to this is that let's talk about when we say we went through. Let's talk about what that looks like. Okay. So for 3 years, and so much I can share, and I can't share on this call, but I would say for 3 years, God had us consistently getting business, and then we didn't ask for it. It came to us, and all of a sudden there was little small dips. I'm glad because those little small dips went to little longer dips, to little longer dips, to little longer dips, And but every time God always showed up. And I
Explain
believe,
what that is, because people. I just believe in giving the full story.
let's talk about
Okay,
it.
yeah, like what is that? What was that? What?
Is that so? We would have a lot of jobs come in, and when we had a lot of money coming in, and all of a sudden we look up and we took, I won't say took for granted, but kind of took for granted that the money was coming, and all of a sudden no jobs coming, no phone ringing, and we got a business line. Y'all, the sexiest thing in the world when your business line ring. I mean,
Come
that's
on, yeah, glory.
when you got a business phone and somebody who don't know you called your business line looking for you.
Yes.
Business line wasn't running, wasn't calling. It wasn't a sexy season. And so, we had times where it was like a week, no call. And we used to say, man, we do jobs every week. We got something going on a week when we didn't.
And
No
not just
call.
some wait. Let's just be real. Let's give the big story. Is that we would have jobs. There's 5 jobs happening in one day.
Yeah,
Like
5 jobs in
all
one
at
day.
one time in
We had
one
5
day.
contractors. And it's cool, man. We're like, man, look at this. We got all these jobs going on.
God is good.
We cleared, $7,000 in one day in profit, and it was good. You know what I'm saying? But listen, if it stay like that, I want all my believers. I'm just gotta talk to believers. I'm sorry, I can't speak to no one else. If you're out here in the world and you're just trusting yourself, I can't speak to you. I'm talking to somebody trusting God. God told you to do this, and so we're doing this. We're doing business, and all of a sudden there's a week with nothing, and then all I hear God say in my spirit is, "Don't bust a move. Wait on me." Wait on me, because we know how to trust us. God said, in this season, I want you to trust me. And I believe that he did that because I want to test and see, are you going to divert back to your ways, or are you going to trust me? Because you've never been here before. So how you know what to do? You don't know what to do. You've never been here before. So that was a week. And then that was go good. And all of a sudden, boom, calls coming in. I'll never forget one time we got paused for a week. And I'm getting nervous. I'm on the side of the bed crying. God, you told me to do this. What's wrong? Why you there?
Right.
And
Yeah.
then I got up that morning. I told my wife, we was in a hotel. We was in Oklahoma. I told my wife, I said, baby, God told me to get up like I feel like my father told me, get your butt up and act like the son that you are,
Right.
and speak into existence the thing that I called you to do. And I woke up that morning and said, baby, God told me to speak. And I said, so we will have jobs, we will have business, we will have this, we will have that. I'm helping somebody this morning, so just hang in there.
Yeah.
And we got on the highway driving back to Texas. Halfway, I got 4 or 5 emails back to back of jobs.
Come on.
1 week was a testing moment, right? Then in the beginning of this year, it went from 1 week to 2 weeks. I'm like, man, I'm ready for the week. I was used to the week, but when we got to the next week and still no calls, it scared me. And once again, I got at my desk, sitting in the same desk, and I was sitting here. I said, God, what's going to happen? I remembered what happened last time. I said, God, it's going to happen. It's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. I got up, drove down the road, made a left, and before I got from one highway to the next, I had 3 calls for jobs that came through. And those dips, and listen, I'm gonna say it one more time, so I'm gonna go where I'm going. This last time, May, great. Every business we had, if you look behind me, you see a list of businesses we had.
Yeah, we have 5 businesses, 5 different departments. Every business was making money. In May. Yeah.
It was like, wow, man, this is like this is a great song.
Right.
Listen, when you make influx and you get increase, make sure you're managing your money right. And that's something we talk about another day, another time. But we put money up, we saved, we put up at what we talked about, profit first and all those things. Well, June hit, drought. Now I was used to 1 week. I even got used to 2 weeks. Maybe God gonna skip 3 weeks. Nope, he skipped over 3 weeks, went straight to the 4 weeks. No calls.
Yeah. But I want to say this, in the midst of no calls, this is the power of pausing but not quitting. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm gonna remember what I said. Go ahead, Bishop.
You sure?
Go ahead, husband. Yeah, I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna write it down. Because baby, I was gonna go in.
No calls. We got 1 call. And I hate to say this 1 call. I think we made $65 or maybe $85 on that 1 call after profit. Because profit, whenever I say numbers, that's profit. That's after we paid contractors, after we bought material. We probably brought in about $65, $85. Hey, but hey, when you ain't got nothing, or a little drip of water, what it did for me was, man, thank you, Holy Ghost. What it did for me was give me a little bit of hope. In the middle of a month with no calls, that 1 call gave me some hope that I hadn't been forgot about. If you've been in the middle of a jungle and in the middle of a desert, and you don't get no water, have a little bit of water help you make it to the next water. And long story, we made some phone calls, connected with some right people who can encourage us through that season. But listen to this here. We hit July, and all of a sudden, bam, calls start coming.
Back to
But
back.
all that time, you know, is another thing we're gonna talk about another day, not today. On what do you do in those seasons? You know, don't go fishing all the time. Make sure you're perfecting. Sometimes we too so busy fishing for work, we don't take them down times to perfect our processes, perfect our crafts. When you hit a drought, when God's been blessing you, you should take the time then to stop and just clean up and strategize and perfect what you're doing, because you may be on the verge of going into the biggest thing ever. And if you crying the whole season and God bringing that thing that He has for you, you may not be ready for it. So I'm gonna say this last thing. I'll let Pastor take over. Is that remember this one thing: you don't qualify for the biggest thing God has for you.
Come on.
He will use small character building moments to change who you are and to prove to you who you are, so that when you get to that very thing that He has for you, you look like what He wants you to look like. So don't quit. Pause. In those pause moments, find out, number one, what God want me to do, what should I be doing, and where God's taking me, and adjust. So you didn't start this business to quit. You want to grow.
Yeah. I was gonna say, well, Bishop, my husband, because we wear so many hats, Jesus on the main line. But my husband shared it already, it's making sure you pause and making sure you don't quit. But in that season is we prepared. Even I would say this, even when you make so much money, because you've never been there before, you even got to pause in and see, okay, where did all this money go? What did I do to make sure that you do that right? Because I remember the one week we was out, we sat there and we looked and we found out we didn't make wrong decisions with the money, because we've learned in our household how to budget properly. But when it came to business, we had never seen that amount of money. So it was like in that month of January, that pause moment, man, we started looking and saying, okay, we got to create ways, which created a financial sidebar, shameless plug, a financial literacy class. We're gonna talk about it at the end, where which is gonna be taught in the Lions Den, right? That we're now creating for business owners. We were able to do that. So take the time to pause, but learn everything you can learn. During the month of June, we read books that were able to empower us and plan, prepare, but most of all, had other people that could encourage us. You got to have the right people in your circle and the right people around you so that they can encourage you in the process. And we shout out to them, man. They were able to encourage us to keep going, because you can't do this alone. I don't care who you are, because it's not easy being a business owner. And I believe that's what we really want to come and tell our email bloggers. And again, if we decide to share this on our YouTube page, is that being in business is not easy. You have up days, you have down days. Don't let these people out here fool you on social media and make you think that, oh, business is great and we're making millions and do the. Now, what come along with them millions? What come along with them? That 6-figure, 7-figure money. What comes along with that? There's a lot of headaches and there's a lot of things, some ups and downs, some trials, but it's learning what you need to learn in the process. And I believe in June, man, we were, faithing it and really, really learning to get our ducks in a row.
Yep.
Still meeting with our team, like we're expecting God to send us business. Still meet, and here's the thing: while we were in the midst of that, it prepared us to where now I'm excited. Like we are now working with government contracting. We are
Yep.
partnering with the city. Our very first city that we partnered with foundations, but now we've partnered with cities. That's another form of income, another way, another network, which is on my husband's vision board, is to partner with other businesses. So it's very important. Vision is important. You can dream all day, but if you don't have no vision, you will become stuck and you won't be able to go back to the vision. Habakkuk, okay, I'm about to get preachy. Habakkuk, write the vision down, make it plain so whoever can read it can
Right.
run with it. But the key part though is, even though it may tarry, just wait on it. Meaning you're gonna go through trials and tribulations and all that, but just wait on it. It's gonna come. And it's just being that. So we wanted to come, man, and talk about that with you
Now,
guys. It's a lot. That's why you haven't got no emails. We've been on the grind,
yeah,
but not in a bad way, but in a good way. Not out there running after nobody, just believing and positioning ourselves. So if I could tell you anything, prepare, plan, and position yourself because it's coming. If
Yeah.
you keep the faith, it's gonna come.
And I add this here too, right? Let's grow up, y'all. Let's really grow up here. And I think the childish approach is just do stuff to make money, hustle. Hustle, and I used to play with that word, but hustle is not. I rather use grind instead of hustle. Hustle to me is multiple ways of trying to hurry up and get some money. Grind means that I'm gonna do what I do great, and I'm gonna keep grinding until they can produce.
And I'm gonna
Um,
perfect myself at that. Yeah.
Perfecting it, man. And so let's grow up, let's be mature and say, hey, I believe in this, and I'm gonna hang in here until the wheels fall off. We are in church. Church has not always been great, but I knew God called me to pastor, so I hung in there. So I'm talking to you business owners, talking to you entrepreneurs. When we started church, it was great, and all of a sudden things start falling off, but we held on to the wheel. We didn't let go, and we listen. You want to know what's valuable today? I'm telling you, the most valuable thing in the world is consistency. When I look up and I see stores that still been there, the food may not be great, but they didn't weather the recession, they didn't weather
Come
COVID,
on.
weathered everything, and they still there. I'm so tired of seeing pop-ups. I hate pop-ups now. We have lost the value in hanging out. So I tell you, entrepreneurs, adjust, shift, make some minor adjustments. Over calibrating may cost you too much. Make some minor adjustments. And listen, don't adjust for people's liking.
Mhm.
Adjust for the health of your business and your life and everything. So um, I think it's time to talk about. So these are things that we learn. Once again, we say Harden Enterprise, we respond to them to get the right experiences.
I want to say something on that consistency real quick because I know we got to go, but I want to say something on consistency real quick. Is that I heard Stormy Weatherland, I think that's her name, Wellington, say the power of her, and people ask her why she don't quit because she's consistent. And when I look at our life, and I'll forever say that everything we do is longevity, because longevity meaning we've been married 23 years. We've been having friendships for over 20 plus years, right? 20, how long have we been married? 20, yeah. Of friendships over 20 plus, being with the same nail tech, being, in ministry 20 years, right? Been in pastoring. So it's like we know the power of not quitting. We understand the power of be like a tree that's planted by the water. You may bend, but you won't break, but it's learning that process of consistency. If you stay consistent with your business, you're going to consistently get clients and customers that believe in where you're going. And when they see you grow, they're like, dang, we have a customer now. Gigi, I love her, man. I don't know if she's a part of our email, but anyway, Gigi, I love her because Gigi, like I started with them. Like I remember when, you have those customers and they always come back. They feel like Gigi feel like we are her construction company,
And
period.
guess what? Come Christmas, Gigi gonna get a shirt with Harden Enterprise, and we're gonna say how much we appreciate her because
Yeah.
she consistently trusts us, so we want to let her know we consistently appreciate her.
Yes.
And I'm gonna add something to that consistency piece, right? So what does consistency look like? So say, friends, I woke up and I was in East Coast. I was in Virginia, and I said I want to drive to California. This is what inconsistency looks like. I get up and I've told everybody I'm gonna drive to California. I'm gonna drive to California, and then you come to your first toll road, your first toll booth, and you figure out it's a cost to just get to the first. I mean, this is not even out of Virginia yet. First
I know
cost,
where you're going. Yeah,
and you
that's
go back
real.
home, and now you just shut down because the cost of the journey was more than you wanted to pay. That's inconsistency. Consistency is that I'm a drive to my first toll booth, figure out whatever the cost it is to pay it to get through it, and then go to the next toll booth, pay it to get through it. There's gonna be a lot of things you got to pay on this journey. You didn't get on this journey just to make money. Some things you're gonna have to pay with your time, with your energy, with your heart, with your tears, with your sweat, with your blood. You just figure out the cost, man, pay it, and come to the other side.
Right.
That's consistent. So somebody who told me they made it from Virginia all the way to California, my mind say, man,
Yeah, how you do that?
the journey.
Yeah.
Tell
Yeah.
me. But
Yeah.
somebody just living in a small box, you can't tell me much. You ain't been nowhere.
All right.
So businesses that survive the longevity of time, and you figure out everywhere you go, I've ran into COVID. I figured out the cost. I got through it. I ran into recession. I figured out the cost. I got through it.
Right.
I ran into, cost inflations and business changes. I figured out the cost and go through it. If you're in business, stop turning around and going back home because you don't like the cost. Figure out what the cost is. Get through it, because one day somebody gonna hear your story and say, "Man, you made it through all that. Man, I want to do business with you because you survived."
Listen, I'm talking about from us being homeless, married, homeless, losing vehicles, staying in our church, you know what I'm saying? Starting this business with nothing, not a dime, and just connecting and collaborating. Write this down. Heard this from Stormy as well. Collaboration is the new currency. Collaboration. Speaking of that, collaboration is the new currency. So we've learned power in collaboration, not just being consistent, but being able to collaborate with other people. Yes. And when you collaborate with other people, you're able to go to the next level. So there's power in collaborating with others. And so you gotta be able. You can't do this by your. Come on here, Lions Den. You can't be in the wilderness in the jungle by yourself. Exactly. You need other people with you if you want to be able to go to the next level. Yeah.
I want to make the transition because
okay.
And all this we've been sharing is that, so we did talk about in June. So in June we didn't just sit down. We literally took the time. We talked. We prayed. We connected with people. We evaluated our businesses and things we're doing, and didn't want to be inadequate. And we found out one business that we were doing that we felt like it wasn't inadequate, but it wasn't as great as it could be, and that was the Lions Den. And so the way we're talking here, everything we've gone through, we feel responsible. We feel obligated to share it. But it's one thing to say, hey, here's our gun safe, go into it as you need to. And we have inadequate people getting access to powerful weapons that could either hurt them or hurt others. Mm-hmm. And that's what we were doing with our database. We had all these tools, and we was giving people unlimited access to this. We call it our gun safe, our armory of tools. And it was giving inadequate people access to these powerful tools. Right. But one thing we found out we want to do different. We don't want to just be a Lions Den with a database. God touched our heart. We talked to some people. We connected with some people. And we want to create what we call a Lions Den small business community.
Let me share. I want to share the logo. We're so excited. This is coming out, and actually it's launching in September. Yes. But like he said, we've been doing it for a year, and this is not a sale call. Okay, that's not what we're trying to do. We just want to come and talk to you, but also add this as our call to action.
It's call to action. It's definitely what it is. Show the logo, babe.
Bam.
Lions Small Business Community, and what this is. I love it. This is, to me, this is who we are as a Lions Den, and I don't have time to go through why we are the Lions Den, how the Lions Den began. Yes. But if you are familiar with the Lions Den, one thing you know is about our hearts, and I would not spend 20 minutes trying to justify my heart. If you know me, you do. If you don't, you don't. I pray you get to know us. Then the small business community now, from before, we just popped up randomly and did videos once a month, and we would put the information in the database. Now we're recalibrating all that. We're creating a course. We're creating it's a whole bunch of data you're going to have in this thing, but then you're going to have us. You're going to have us meeting with you twice a month, not just us meeting with you twice a month, but you meeting with us twice a month.
Yeah,
go ahead.
We look at your business. We take a look at your business. You're able to ask questions, and everything that we learn, we want to be able to teach you that we've learned this far, that our business, a blessing moment is that it has been a successful business. We have seen and done some things that has been amazing for our community, for our city, and we have given job opportunities. And so we want to be able to share that with you, as well as find out about you. We want to know more about you. Those that are a part of it, we want to say thank you. We have people that's already signed up, already a part of it, because there's a sale for it that is going on right now. We had a special meeting with just the Lions Den VIP to let them know about the changes and the launch that is about to happen on September 1st with the Lions Den community. But you get group sessions, group coaching, as
Yes.
well as an individual coaching. We're going to assess your business. As soon as you sign up, you set up a meeting with us and we assess your business to see how we can go about and grow your business to where it needs to be. There's different ways that we do it. One of the ways is that we take a look at it and just kind of scale your business and kind of see what it looks like. I'll let you handle that. Go ahead, Bishop.
Yeah, I think the key thing to this thing, and I can't. You only know it if you need it, and you only know if you've been part of it. The one thing about lions, there's the word pride, and this word pride is used two different ways. If you're in the Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, you can use the pride and the concept of I got pride in me, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna say I got it all, I don't need you, and you da 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 da. It can survive in the Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Matter of fact, it's almost attractive because bosses need people with big egos because they're gonna pay you off your ego. Well, they don't convert and translate over into the entrepreneur world. A pride, specifically in the entrepreneur world, is a group of lions. If you look up the definition for pride, it's a group of lions, a whole family, a herd of lions, because in the entrepreneur world, you can't survive by yourself. So the value in this family is not just me and my wife. We're gonna bring you everything we've been through so far. Every document, every lesson, every class, everything. We're gonna give it to you, and we're gonna share with you. We're gonna teach you different things, whether it's financial literacy, whether it's way to do business.
Certifications, the importance of certifications. We have people that now, what really made us look at it, we've been doing it for a year, but we have people now that have been in it in, man, within a month, they got their LLC. Within, 2 months, they got their, hub certification and their, women owned business, different things that you're going to get, perks that you're going to get, all of that's going to be a part of that. Like, as a matter of fact, you're going to flyer.
We're gonna bring all that to you, and then not just bringing that stuff to you. Beyond that stuff is you,
Yeah.
because you got experiences that you've been through. You have things you've seen. You have your business. So what we want to do this small business network is bring business owners together to work together, to learn together, to grow together, and also to become better together. I think that this world has enough competition in it. To us, the last thing we need is competition. We need collaboration.
Right. So collaboration is a new currency. We want you to be a part of that with us. But most of all, we just wanted to just throw some nuggets to our email bloggers first. I really think we're going to post it later. But to our email bloggers first is letting you know, man, come be a part of it. Of course, you're welcome to be a part of the Lions Den. You can find out more. It's going to be on our podcast really, really soon. And I'll share that video with you guys. But until then, Bishop, anything else you want to share?
I really want to, like I say, this call was a 2-piece for me, and I'm making a 3-piece now. First piece, telling you pause, but don't quit. Second piece, inviting you to our Lions Den. Number 3, third piece is telling you, pause, but don't quit. Business is God called us to this. God, thing is real. I told my wife yesterday, in the Garden of Eden, there was different rivers, and one of the rivers called the Pashon or the Gishon. I think one of them was, the name means to burst, bursting forth. I'm sorry, if you are a Monday, Friday to 5, your greatest bursting forth is maybe income tax return, or maybe a small raise, or maybe a bonus. That only can happen maybe once or twice a year. You open this business up because you want to create generational wealth for your family. Don't shut it down, because you literally open a portal for God to say, thank you. This is a way that I can bring a bursting forth of influx and of financing and support and resources to you. Don't shut that door because it get hard. Not everyone is made to be an entrepreneur. You are. Don't quit because it get tough. And if you survive this, your children going to follow behind you and receive the wealth or the resources of that gushing forth of resources. Just yesterday, real quick, one call yesterday. After, once again, when I say numbers, that means I'm giving you the profit that we make. One call yesterday after we paid the bills and paid the contracts, everything. One call yesterday allow us to get $1,000, say about maybe $1,200 of extra money. Where are you in your life to where you can just all of a sudden somebody call you and say, I want to give you $1,000? But in your business, you can. And so I want to tell you, hang in there, keep moving, don't quit. This thing was not just about money, but the money is what we all need. And when we get the money, we can do responsible things with it. So don't quit.
All right. Thank y'all for rocking out. Thank you for being a part of the email blog. If you want to be a part of the Lions Den small business community, which will also be a Facebook page for those that's free, you're welcome to be a part of that. We'll send you the link as soon as we launch it in September. But if you want to go ahead and join and be a part of the sale price, join that. I think it's $59 a month for 3 months or something like that. You can find out more. We'll send you the link and all that, but you can go look at it and find out for yourself. But the price will go up on September 1st. Yeah. Until then, man, continue to move in business and move in freedom and scale your business for success because somebody's waiting on you to continue moving your business forward. All right? Stay blessed. Bye-bye.
God bless.